morning. It is a beautiful, glorious Saturday morning where I am today, and it's about 6:40. I'm headed down to do a 12-mile training hike hosted by the local chapter of the American Pilgrims on the Camino. So for me, it's an official training hike since I'm obviously preparing for my trip. I've done this hike before. It was certainly eye-opening the very first time because we're basically doing like urban hiking, urban walking. It's supposed to emulate walking from a city or town to your next destination, your next albergue or whatever. It's going to be dusty. It's going to be so hot that I can already feel the sun today. It's going to be a very, very hot day. I brought my pack this time. I brought my 35-liter that I think I'm going to be taking. I loaded it up with as many of the clothes and things that I already have that I'm going to be taking on my trip. I haven't finalized my packing list, so I don't have everything that I'm going to be taking. But it's 12 pounds is what I have right now. Not including water. I did bring just a 1 liter of Nalgene for now. I'm still trying to figure out my water system that I'm going to be doing. I don't think I'm going to bring an Nalgene. I'm going to try to bring a different water bottle that might be a little bit lighter. But I'm still doing some research on that, testing out some products on Amazon and things. So I'm headed down now, like I said, and I will take you along with me and bust out the phone as much as possible to do a little vlogging along the way. I didn't bring my selfie stick, which is what I am planning on bringing for the actual Camino itself. I thought I would just leave that at home today, and I'll just handhold the camera and take you along with me. So stay tuned for my 12-mile training hike for the Camino de Santiago. The church is actually called Santiago de Compostela Catholic Church here, and I believe it is the only one with that name, named after Santiago de Compostela. So we are headed, getting ready and rounding up to start our hike in a little bit, but I just thought I'd show you a little bit of that church, the front of the church, and how it's dedicated to Santiago de Compostela.
Basically, the reason it's the symbol of the Camino is that the symbology is the base is Santiago and all the veins in it. All the roads lead to Santiago, and actually when you walk you'll see these posted along the way as way markers. And so we do what we call a shell ceremony, where we give you a shell from our Southern California chapter, and that from today on you are a peregrino or a peregrina, and we hope that when you do walk you'll think of our chapter, think of us today, and take the shell with you to put on your pack or on your hat. And so our two newbies please come on up and we'll...
Still hanging in there. It's super hot. Walking by this. Anyway, we're a small group right now, but it's good. It's so hot in my head. I'm really uncomfortable. My feet are a little bit hot, but it's all good. It's all good.
When I say that, I'm sitting at a table.
It was red. It was a red one, and it looked like.
If you guys enjoyed that little snippet of my 12-mile training hike for the Camino de Santiago, just a quick little update, share with you my thoughts about the hike, the training hike itself, and what I experienced, and just a little disclaimer, there are kids at the pool right now, so if you hear them screaming, that's what that is. And also just a quick little thank you for everybody who's newly subscribed. I really appreciate your support. Do share this video and anything else on this channel if you found it helpful. And also you might hear my dogs walking. So about the training hike, I mentioned I had done it before, and it was about a year ago. This time around with my full pack really gave me the full, well, I mean, obviously not the full experience. I haven't been on it myself, and you know, I'm not going through the same emotions and all those kinds of things and repeatedly day after day kind of walking. But certainly it reminded me how difficult walking on paved surfaces is versus walking on like a softer trail path, like a natural path. So despite the fact that I had done like a 20-mile hike the previous week, my feet and my knee actually hurt more after Saturday's hike. I think just like the pounding on the hard ground really did a number on my left knee. So my left knee actually had a little twinge of a sharp pain in there, and it was hard to kind of bend it after the day. I took some ibuprofen, which I suspect is going to be a natural, like a daily occurrence on the Camino. But so it did remind me that I need to consider the routes each day, the routes that I'm going to be taking, and perhaps I want to take the more natural trail versus any kind of road walking. I mean, it's something to consider, distance and all of that. Also weather. Oh, it was very hot, very humid, and I definitely needed to apply more sunscreen to the back of my neck. I'm waiting to get a wide brim hat. I've been trying some on, but I just haven't been able to find the right one. So I wore a cap this last time on the training hike, as you saw, but definitely I think a wide brim hat would be much better with the sun on my back. Pants worked okay. My feet felt really hot, but I think that's just what happens when, you know, your feet swell up after all that pounding and walking on them after that length of time, and then with like the heat coming off of the roads as well. Gotta watch for traffic. The cars were zooming by pretty fast, so I need to pay attention to that. Cannot be distracted, just for safety. It was a great experience because it kind of gave you a capsule version of what a day on the Camino is like, stopping for breaks, stopping for that second breakfast, getting food, or just refueling after a couple hours of walking. We had our own little Camino Angel, which I didn't have a chance to show you, but it was this one gentleman was driving around in his van with some snacks, drinks, wine, fruit, water, like iced Gatorade and stuff like that in the back of his van. And he would stop when we had a scheduled stop, and he would be there so that we could kind of just refresh and refuel. It was very welcoming. Anything like a drink, some fruit just to refuel and get some more energy. So that was very nice on a very, very hot day. The other thing that was wonderful was the shell ceremony. I think you saw that I got my Camino shell during the hike. They did the shell ceremony for two of us who will be taking off actually close to the same time in September. I walked the very first part of the hike with one of the sort of moderators of the Facebook group, and he was great. He was full of information. He'd walked the Camino many times. He actually volunteers as a hospitalero during the summer months, so he's actually going to be leaving soon to do some volunteer time on the Camino in one of the albergues there. He runs it. So it was great to just get inside and really just, it's so amazing to make a connection with people who have similar and deep interests, not just like on the surface, but just to really delve deeper about what it's all about and, the different reasons for everybody going. So I really appreciated that. And so I had a great time, met a lot of wonderful people. And if that's any indication of hopefully the kinds of people and making those kinds of connections that I'll be making on the Camino, I think it'll be just a really wonderful journey. So just wanted to wrap that up. Just a few thoughts at the end about my hike, and what's up next for the next video, I have no idea, so stay tuned. Thanks again for your support, for your time. Again, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, please do share the video so other people can find it, and I will see you in my next video. Buen camino.